this policy is really important for new construction. One of the biggest problems with our zoning code, with our planning code, and with the way we're thinking about housing production generally is a siloed approach. Every developer is on his or her own, right? You got your project, you're doing it over there. You go do your project. Nobody else talk to that person. That person's doing their own thing. You do your thing over here. And the planning department isn't helping to round out the conversation so that all these parties, disparate parties, are talking to each other, sharing information, sharing plans. Hey, look, we got this one through. This is pre-approved. In fact, our plans are pre-approved. So a developer in wherever part of the city you want to develop in, we'll sell you our plans. You can go do this exact same thing on your lot over there in Lemert Park or wherever else. And it's pre-approved, so you don't need to go through a long planning process to get there. That, to me, is a really good way to share information and to build upon the experience and success of other developers who have come before. I think that having a database of pre-approved plans that either the city can create itself or private parties can sell pre-approved plans to the city, as long as it's for a reasonable price. I think having a database like that people can tap into so they don't have to go and design their own affordable housing complexes or developments. They can just reach into this database, decide which design they like, and then pull from it and use it. And that plan would be pre-approved. Of course, there are certain things that are site-specific. So where power is coming from matters. Where a driveway is matters. Maybe an existing tree, that matters. So there's site-specific things that you might have to adapt for. But basically, the thought is the plans themselves would be pre-approved, and then you can go through a very, very shortened planning and expedited process to get the site-specific stuff approved with respect to those plans. So people will say, oh, that's kind of out there. It's not, actually. Even Sears back in the day, you could buy catalog housing, basically. I mean, a lot of America was built on tracts where housing plans were standardized, and it was just like a factory just produced, right? You have a set of plans and you just produce housing based on that set of plans. There's another design, you can produce housing based on that set of designs. That's where we're going. That's ultimately where we're going. So why not just accept that, embrace it, and start? Centralizing authority is important. Not always. But when there are substantial inefficiencies in bureaucracy, having something that can sit above that bureaucracy and say, this is a mess, it's not working, it's holding us up from achieving our goal. Having something that can sit above all of that and then just say, here's our new plan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's your process, everybody. Everybody, same process. All the money's coming in here. All the money's coming out of here. All the plans are coming in here. All the plans are going out of there. All of this is sitting in one place rather than this department talking to this department, and this department is responsible for providing tax credits, but this department doesn't think that the plans are adequate to meet the requirements of those tax incentives. And so these departments are fighting about whether these plans are acceptable for the tax credits that are owed, but then this department over here, like Department of Water and Power, which is responsible for actually powering these things on, they're not even involved in the conversation. So maybe they figure this thing out, but then the thing gets built and nobody told LEDWP about it, and they don't have enough power here in this area to power this development right here. And so then you have 2-3 years of waiting on power to come into this. This is happening. We are so caught up in bureaucracy, we can't get anything done. And it's not for a lack of trying, it's just that sometimes you're on a hamster wheel and there's just no way out. And that can be bureaucracy. So what we want to do is create a centralized authority to streamline the entirety of the affordable housing and temporary housing processes.